All right, welcome back to Stock Tricks with Nick for this week's Midweek Movers Watchlist Update. In this video, I'll be covering my 10 favorite setups going into the second half of this week on Thursday and Friday. Right now, the NASDAQ and S&P 500 are pushing into all-time highs, partly because Amazon's just soaking up all the money right now, but really tough trading environment for swing traders, breakout traders, where all the pivots that after a stock pullback tightened up and moves over a daily high or 3 days high, that's getting sold off pretty quickly. So each of these stocks are going to be kind of pullback buys where we're trying to get as tight to a moving average, maybe the 8-day or 20-day moving average as possible. And we're going to be really quick to take some profit, move stops to entry, really defensive trading right now. It's not time to put large position sizes on, try to go for a home run. No. This trading environment, singles and doubles right now. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, Stock Tricks with Nick, and follow me on StockTwits. That's where I post most often, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All right, quick disclaimer, anything that I talk about is not stock advice. This is all for educational purposes only. Trading comes with financial risk. Please do your own due diligence. All right, quick look at my current holdings. I'm only 31% net long invested after today. Got shook out of a couple of names during the pullback and just took some names off kind of near buy points that I just wanted to lighten up on exposure. The market's not acting right. I don't want to be pressing when we're not seeing gains, right? So down to 8 stocks and only 31% invested. Here is the 10 stocks that we'll cover today. We'll cover the setups and buy points in 1 second here, but probably haven't heard of many of these names. These are all thinly traded names, and we'll get to it. All right, let me jump to the other screen. All right, first we have DDS, and this is one that I was watching during this kind of breakout. We had a move up 60%, flagged out nicely at that 8-day exponential moving average, then popped. And since then, it's been in a very strong uptrend. As you can see, yesterday we pulled back to the 20-day moving average, bounced right at that. Today's low right at the 20-day moving average, and now we have 2 daily highs right around the same price, 184.32, 184.50. So a break over either of those highs would be a possible pullback buy point for DDS. Strong uptrend. The only downside is these two candles are pretty long, so I mean, you're not going to have a 7% stop on this. You'll probably have an arbitrary like 4% stop from your entry point on that. So again, it's tough to find the ideal setup during a trading environment like this, so we're just trying to find a couple that might work. Next, we have DOCN. This is an IPO that moved about 50% from middle of the June, has been respecting that 8-day exponential moving average, a couple times bounced off that on high volume. Since, what is this, the 28th of June, we flagged out nicely, bounced yesterday at the 8-day, inside candle today. So I would just be taking this with a break over today's high. Also look for kind of a volume trigger. I want to see high volume coming in as it's moving over the day's high. Otherwise, I'm not taking it. Being very, very picky on the setups for the rest of this week. DOCN. Next, we have FTAI. All right, this one is a little bit slower of a mover. We had a 32% move up since kind of the low part of this base here. Since then, we've pulled back, I think it was 12%, let me check. No, not even 12, 6%. Very, very shallow pullback to the 20-day moving average. That's this green line right here, and on very little volume. It does trade on extremely light volume, only about 200,000 shares traded today. So you're not going to put a very large position size on this. This is definitely just going to be a swing trade, and you have to manage your risk with that. So twice we've bounced at the 20-day moving average, haven't closed below that just yet. You can see ATR coming in as this tightens up. So a break over today's high, 33.36 is a possible buy point. FTAI. Next we have HCAT, HCAT. This one, I kind of want to see this trade sideways for the next 2 days and then break out on maybe Monday or Tuesday of next week. But really good VCP action through here, volatility contraction pattern, 20% on that first pullback, second pullback 8.2%, third pullback 5.5%, and then today we kind of got going over this like 1-2 day high area and then pulled back a little bit, but on very, very light volume. So what I want to see is this trade sideways 2 days and then take out the high from today, 57.71 as a possible buy point. If we just take it out tomorrow, that would be still a possible buy point. So 57, what was that? 57.71, HCAT. Next we have JOAN. Another IPO for you. Bounced at that 50-day, actually undercut it a little bit, which you like to see. We took out the lows from this pullback. So that shook out all the traders that had stops at the previous low in the pullback. Shook the 50-day moving average, all in low volume, and then ran back up to just below the 8-day exponential moving average. What I would be looking for is a break over 15.05, the high from yesterday, as a possible pullback buy area. In that range would get you over the main part of the volume shelf as well, so a little bit less resistance up top. JOAN. Next we have NTRA. This is one that I've traded in the past. I've given it some time to really base out here. Had a 35% pullback, which for a lot of growth stocks since February to May, 35% hasn't been bad. So good to see kind of a double bottom in this base. We got going, pulled back to the 8-day, little bounce from there, and another inside day today. So a break over yesterday's high, 118.59, 118.59 would be my possible buy point for NTRA. Next is PRCH. And if you guys are enjoying the video, just click that like button for me. It doesn't cost you anything and helps YouTube push this out to more traders. So if you are enjoying the content, help me out. All right, PRCH. Inverse head and shoulders pattern here. So you have the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. And this is in the right shoulder. We're going through a price tightening up here. We have 17% high to low in that pullback, 10% high to low in that pullback, 5.7%. So each pullback's getting tighter and tighter. Volume is lightening up. We're sitting on that 8-day exponential moving average. And just because I want to be more aggressive with the pullback so I could get my stop under some moving averages, I'll be looking to buy with a break over $20 flat. The high today was $19.98, so a break over 20 might get the ball rolling here. Typically, I would wait for a break over this pivot, which would be like 2020, but pivots have been getting sold off, so I want to get in a little bit earlier than that. PRCH. Next, we have PRVA, another IPO, and this might be my favorite setup. We had this one malfunction day, but that came on low volume compared to some of these up days. And then since then, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days high, right around the same price. So we'll be looking for a break over 45.42 as a possible buy point on this. Let's do one more measurement. So from low in the base to the high was at 87%, so slightly short of that high type flag, but when you mix it with an IPO, holding up nicely as the 20-day moving average is coming up, very low volume on the pullback, might see this getting going. Probably my favorite setup of them all. VTNR is next. Got two more for you. This is one that I was watching through this flag, and I mean it was such an orderly pullback that I was like kind of concerned. It seemed too obvious to me, and then flipped, got going on volume, and then from that, I mean, geez, 93% move up. And then let me hide this so you see the volume. Very, very little volume on the pullback compared to the breakouts here. So nice small traders taking some profits on the way down to the 8-day exponential moving average. We've covered that gap. We did close under the 8-day, which, I mean, maybe people are using the 10-day on this. I use the 8-day, doesn't matter too much. And with this one as well, you're going to have to put an arbitrary stop loss because from high to low is 9%. That's too large of a stop loss to put in. I would put in an arbitrary 5%, keep it as tight as possible. Maybe you can drill down to the 30-minute chart and find a tighter area, 5.3% right there. But yeah, so for this one, we would be a break over yesterday's high, 11.45, maybe today's high, 11.50. If you're trying to get in this pullback to the 8-day. VTNR. And last but not least, ZDGE. Very thinly traded name, but let's see, 99% up, pulled back 19%, so does qualify for that high tide flag. We had a quick pullback, looked like it was launching here, went over a pivot right there, and then see, we got out, people sold it off immediately, and then since then we pulled back to the 20-day moving average, had a couple shake days under that, and now we have kind of like a 3-day lower pivot here / pullback buy, where I'm just looking for a break over today's high of 1831 as a possible buy point on this ZDGE. All right, those are the 10 stocks for the midweek movers watch list for Thursday and Friday. If you're interested, Webull is giving out one free stock when you sign up, and between the value of $3 and $300, and when you deposit $5, you get another free stock between $8 and $2,000. Link in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, Stock Tricks with Nick, and follow me on StockTwits, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I do post the most on StockTwits and Twitter, so that's where I would follow me if you had to choose. All right, have a great rest of your week.